Welcome to episode 50 of Lost Signals. My name is Darrell.
I'm JD.
And I'm Lee.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so it's been a couple minutes again.
It happens.
It does happen, especially in this sort of business sort of thing. Yeah, busy shit going on in the last little while.
I hear that.
Yeah. So, how you guys been? Besides busy, I guess it's not the right thing to say. You know what I mean? How's things been going the last
Lee?
3 weeks or so?
Well, I totally feel like I drained myself by working 5 days and playing a gig in between those shifts. But it was fun. And I'm a little worn out, but a couple 3-day weeks for me. I'll get some rest and it'll be good.
Yeah.
JD?
Hair straight back. Just been working. A lot of guys at the radio station, actually both radio stations, have been taking time off. So I've been filling in with different positions, also going to the other station, the top 40 station, which is always interesting because whenever I head over there, I always get odd phone calls from older women who just like the sound of my voice. So that happens.
That can be a blessing and a curse, I guess.
Oh no, it's flattering as all heck. But when they want to talk, you're like, no, I got to get to this next song here.
Yeah.
At least let me put you on hold. Shut up. So
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all JD.
welcome to the late night shift.
I,
JD.
I didn't realize that you actually talked to some of these people.
Oh yeah, no, I have loyal listeners, and it's flattering as all hell. Like I've had loyal listeners for years. Some of them actually follow me from station to station as well. So.
Interesting.
Like in the bushes waiting outside the station or what?
In the parking lot.
JD, sign my stuff, please.
I signed an autograph, actually, like a handful of autographs at a concert event that happened in Prince George this past weekend.
Yeah. So speaking of that, like we were gonna try and do an episode over the weekend, and then JD had heat stroke.
I did, yeah. God, it was not fun.
No, heat stroke is no fucking joke, man. It sucks.
No.
Heck no.
Sorry?
No, I was obviously saying nothing important.
Okay, no, I was gonna say I was at the concert was Caribou Rocks the North, and it's a 3-day concert event with bands every single day, and they decided it was a great idea, twofold, for brand new asphalt on the concert grounds.
Oh boy!
And to have me there on a Saturday afternoon and a Sunday afternoon. On this asphalt when the temperatures were like screaming up to 29, 30, 32 degrees.
Oh, and then add 10 onto that with the
fresh
asphalt. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. And also the official radio station t-shirt has the Rewind Radio logo on it, and it's flat black. So
except your nipples were cut out, right?
Oh no, exactly. I had to air them out.
So you get to do this concert event weekend on the 7 hottest days in a row in the past 100,000 years. How did you feel about that?
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
You got Darrell. You got your mouse right over Lee's shoulder.
It's gone now. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, sorry.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that happened, but that was kind of cool, and it was like it was kind of neat too because like people had actually purchased concert T-shirts, and then tried to get as many of the bands that were there to sign the T-shirts, but also like tried to get all the radio personalities to sign the T-shirts as well. So like, Jen and Cody were there from the morning show, and Darren Coogan was there, and then I was there, and like, please, like, oh geez, I haven't signed an autograph in years, so. That was kind of cool.
I was gonna make a joke about signing my name on things, but it didn't come fast enough.
JD's signing the titties of the ladies who are hanging out in the bushes waiting for him.
with my nipples already exposed through.
Yeah. Who is headlining that?
Kim Mitchell.
Oh, that would have been. See, I've never
seen a Wild Party.
I've never seen Kim Mitchell. Yeah,
I have.
Yeah.
I think
he played at the Saskatoon exhibition. It was a really good show. Although the crowd didn't know the lyrics to Patio Lanterns and they got shamed by the bassist, which was really funny.
Well, really, what self-respecting Canadian doesn't know the lyrics to Patio Lanterns?
That's what I mean. The part where they say shy and nervous, the crowd went Patio Lanterns. And it was embarrassing. I got third-hand
God.
embarrassed just being there.
Oh man, that's
Oh,
terrible.
no.
That's terrible.
It was
No,
funny.
Kim Mitchell headlined this year's Caribou Rocks North. Last year, the headliner was 5440.
And 5440 would be a good show too, for sure. They would be.
Yeah.
Like they're
I would love to see them.
they're a solid Canadian act. You know, like that. Just you probably know more 5440 songs than you think you do. If that.
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
no, exactly. You know that, and that's the case. Like with a really good band too. Like
Yeah.
sure, sometimes they're not recognizable, but when you say like, "Oh, I just saw blah 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 blah," and they go, "Who?" and you go, "Here, listen."
Yeah. It's like, oh, that
band, yeah.
band. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, you know, like Lee mentioned before, we played a gig last weekend, and we have a gig next weekend too. So, little smaller venues, I guess.
We were expecting a pretty decent crowd for the second one, though.
Yeah. Hopefully it happens the way it's going to, or it should.
Yeah.
But no, we're on past Saturday we played in a cul-de-sac in Saskatoon in one of the higher end areas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
like
sounds like a blast.
like big houses and shit. So they actually got a permit from the city to close the whole cul-de-sac off. They got permits and there was like all sorts of food and stuff. Like I didn't show up early enough for that because I was
I did.
on a night shift beforehand. But yeah,
You missed out on some good food.
I'm sure I did. Yeah. We had
Also, you missed out on the after party. There was almost an explosion. I didn't tell you about this
Okay,
yet.
we'll get to that in a little bit, but we'll go
Yes.
through the show first. But
Sure.
me and the drummer actually ended up going to the Homebound Brewery in Warman, and we'll get on that later. Before that, and they had a pig roast that day, and so we went and had supper there.
Nice.
Yeah. And so the story behind that is Homebound gives all of their spent grain that they make the beer out of to a local farmer, like a pig farmer, like as feed, because it's perfect for them. And so the deal is once a year they get a pig and they do a pig roast, and fuck was it good.
I haven't been a part of it. I haven't been a part of a pig roast since my dad's third wedding. That's like, and that sounds like a joke. But it's fucking serious.
I could have taken that to a weird place, JD. I'm not gonna lie to you about that.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Pig
No.
roast, not spit roast.
Beer roast, yeah. But yeah, so after that we went over to the gig and got set up quick, and we had a really good crowd to start with, but like afternoon starts, like it always takes a little bit for people to get into it because it's not dark yet. And then the rain hit a little bit, and then we lost.
Shit.
Yeah, we had about 3 songs left in our first set, and then it started raining. I think it was during Mary Jane's Last Dance it started raining.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Then
It didn't last very long, at least.
no, but it was enough to scare people off.
That's true.
Those 7 drops of rain, you might melt.
I
And-
found out after you guys left that there was like 20 people listening in the backyard next door, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I walked in and out of our singer's house a couple times, and you could see them. Like there's a bunch of people back there. So
Yep.
I don't know why they didn't come
Very
out to the
cool.
front, but whatever. Doesn't matter.
Very
Yeah, no, we had a good time, and apparently the shit that went on afterwards is way more interesting.
So you guys left. Jeff grabs a couple acoustic guitars, the bottle of Jameson's, and some beer, and we walk to the next door neighbors through their walk-through garage. It literally has a door on both sides so that he can drive his vehicle into the backyard to work on it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're all just kind of sitting around on the patio, and the owner gets a bright idea. Hey, let's go to my back pool house, and there's a fireplace that one of those clay kiln style ones. I'm gonna light us a fire, and we'll play some songs around that.
Oh boy.
So he grabs a propane tank and starts lighting the fire, and gets the propane tank too close into the fire, and it starts burning out of the like valve port, like the back port.
Oh boy.
And dude, in a moment of drunk clarity, just grabs it and throws it over the fence of the pool house.
Jesus.
And they immediately just like take a sweater, dip it in the pool, throw it over the tank, and smother the fire out and get it and stop it from blowing up. But dude, potentially almost blew 15, 20 of us up, and then genius clarity. There's 15, 20 of us sitting around the fire when this happened.
Oh boy.
We were off into the backyard, like almost the very far corner.
Yeah.
And so drunk, stupid mistake followed by immediate redemption of saving everybody just by throwing it into his yard.
Oh man. That's
my bad.
I regret not staying, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because no, that could have been bad.
The worst part about it is the fire went out right after.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And that's almost like the like closing time plays. Everybody just, well, we dodged that one. Let's just chalk that one up to like maybe live another day and not have to worry about that. So
they got it back going, and we played for like another hour and a half.
Oh yeah,
we stayed up too late, but it was a good time.
Yeah, well, it's good. I kind of wish I would have stayed longer. I will definitely be staying longer at the Wines Fest.
Yes, I can stumble home.
Yeah, I'm getting somebody to look after my dogs that night, so
perfect.
I'm gonna fall down probably.
Hopefully after we leave the stage.
I'm gonna fall down.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I might trip over a cable or something. It usually happens.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time I've seen you fall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So other than that, nothing else is really. I mean, there's lots that's been going on, but let's talk about like the hot topic of yesterday and today.
Sure.
So I've been a fan of. I have actually been a fan and subscriber to the Linus Tech Tips channel on YouTube for a while now. They have their service called Float Plane. I'm not going to plug it or anything because of what's been going on, but some bad shit's been going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost like like career-ending stuff and allegations that have come out in the last little while. Like I mean, maybe not career-ending, but like there's been some stuff that's been said in the last little while that doesn't look good for them.
No,
it's definitely got to stifle things for a little bit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So like the gist of it is, the way that I understand it is that this company, Billet something, I can't remember, like
Billet Labs
built this cooling block for a GPU.
It was a custom milled copper prototype specifically for a certain line of graphics cards.
Yes.
Right.
And apparently like that Billet company is out of the UK, I believe, because I saw the price of what it cost to build this thing, and it was like £2,000, which like that's about $3,500 Canadian. Like that's not chump change, right? Like so I mean, if you want to look into this more, I mean, we're gonna just do cliff notes of this. I mean, like what I understand of it is that Billet wanted it back. Somehow there was some miscommunication in quotations with LMG or LTT, whichever way you want to word it, and this block got sold at an auction, and they can't get it back because the Linus Media Group doesn't know who bought it because they didn't keep records of it. Now,
from what I understand, they've tracked down the person who has it, and the person has agreed to send it back, but Billet doesn't want it. They want damages from LMG.
And
because that was a lot of R&D went into that prototype, and it was a one and done situation too.
Yeah.
Right. So And Linus Tech Tips actually went on record by saying, like, we messed up. There was a severe lack of proper communication. We meant to email them. And in fact, we tried to email them. But actually, what I did was I neglected to actually attach the proper email to the company that created this prototype. Hence, I didn't think they wanted it back because I never got an answer. Right. And they went further and further into their own sort of like back end. And there's a lot of like quality mistakes that happened.
But they built this $30 million lab. Like apparently that's what this lab, like for testing like PC components, cost them to build. Like how do you spend that sort of money and not be able to track the shit that you're like? It's like this isn't games anymore. This isn't, doing like unboxing reviews out of your garage anymore. Like you're a legit business. Like, and if you're running your company like where you're not keeping track of this sort of shit, like this sort of shit will come and bite you in the ass. And it did.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then it got compounded by the other shit that went with it. Right?
Yeah.
Like so there was something beside the billet stuff and it's beside the sexual harassment stuff that came out after, because there was something in the middle there too, and I can't remember what it was because I had been reading it, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Well, they weren't doing their due diligence for actual testing. They were giving rough numbers, and some of them were like skewed situations. So
and they didn't want to rerun tests or something.
Yeah,
because it would have cost $500.
That was specifically with the Billet Labs thing too.
Yeah.
Because Billet Labs sent them a 3090 Ti that was designed for this thing to mount to for them to test it.
Yeah.
Not only did they sell the block, but they didn't return the 3090 Ti. And when they tested it on stream, they tested it with a 4090. Completely different card, completely different layout for the dies.
Yeah.
The cold plate wasn't touching the right spots, and it was like 20 degrees hotter than it should have been.
So they fucked up bad.
Yeah. They fucked up bad and then wouldn't retest it because it would cost them employee time, which was stupid. Just absolutely stupid.
You know how much that little mistake cost them? Like
a lot more than $500 of employee time.
Probably millions of dollars now.
Yeah.
Because after all of this shit came out, where Billet Labs and they got called out by Steve at Gamers Nexus, which is like PC Jesus. And like let's be honest here too. They're a good channel, but they're not like the be all end all of PC stuff either, right?
They're my most trusted review site, and they did a really good summary of the Linus Tech Tips controversy recently.
But they're still humans. Like they're not perfect either. I'm not saying that they did anything wrong during this, but what I do think is that Linus definitely fucked up by saying the shit that he did in a forum post and not addressing this in person like he should have.
Yeah. Not to mention doubling down and tripling down on all of the problems he was causing.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that all being said, then a former employee, and I remember watching this girl on a couple, her name is Madison, and she won a contest where they built her a PC. And then her video was so quirky that, like the whole community loved it so much that they wanted them to hire her, and they did. And then like sexual harassment stuff started coming out around it. It's like, I don't know, man. Like I used to be a subscriber to like Flowplane. I spent the $5 US a month, whatever, on it. As soon as this shit came out, I immediately unsubscribed. I did. Like I enjoyed their videos. I did. Like I learned a lot over the years about like PC building, and like I think the first video I watched is like the Dead Mouse build that Linus did like years ago about putting a server in their house. But it's like, man, I don't know. Like it's just, I think when you get to a certain point of, like being a media conglomerate, I guess, like that, like this, if you don't have the right person in charge of what you're trying to do, it's shit like this is going to happen. And I think this is a prime example of it because I don't think Linus knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
As a person who works in his exact industry,
Yeah.
Linus was sort of like a tool, I would watch the videos to learn stuff about the stuff that I was selling.
Yes.
Right.
No.
And a lot of it, like, I didn't realize how skewed the numbers were until I started to see that, like, the Gamers Nexus video kind of really opened my eyes. And I've always kind of respected Gamers Nexus more for their testing.
Yeah.
But it kind of, like, he was kind of a treasure in our world of finding out what the right thing to do is when you're buying these products.
Yeah.
And now I just kind of feel like there's been an unrecoverable lack of trust developed, you know?
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
You know, like, especially with all this other shit that came out after it, you know, and I like, again, like, I don't care what I say on this podcast because I'm going to say what I'm going to say. But, like, over the years of watching the LTT channel, there's especially a couple people on that channel that I thought were fucking creepy as fuck. That James on that channel, I'm really good at judging people by looking at them. And him, like, there's always been something creepy about him. And I think in that one thing that got leaked, he was one of the people that was making, like, bad comments about that Madison girl. Like, and this is all speculation. This is all me. And, you know, you can burn me at the stake if you want. I don't give a shit. But, like, that's my opinion. And I'm going to stick by that. And I'm probably not wrong about it. So.
Yeah. No. Back to quality control and just basically being held accountable. When the figurehead of the company comes out and says, like, we could have done more testing, but that would have cost us more money. And then you find out that, like, you know, quality control has been, like, lacking and failing for how many different videos, and they have to go back and do these, like, retcons and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what is it you're doing here? All you're actually doing is just playing. You're playing and giving some substandard results, not actually testing shit, which is what you claim to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think it was probably 3 or 4 years ago that their videos started losing context. Maybe not context, but, like, content, if that makes sense. You know, like, they're pushing out the videos. Like, you look at the thumbnails for them, and they're all, like, the stupid, you know, like that sort of thing, right?
You won't believe what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like,
Clickbaity bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they quit, you know, giving a shit. And not saying that they don't care about it, but the tech wasn't the forefront of their video making anymore. It's how many views are we going to get on this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where Gamers Nexus is the complete opposite. They don't give a shit about how many videos they make and how many views they get, because they're showing proper, like, they're giving you the proper information. So I don't know. I think
they're proving legitimacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it sucks seeing, you know, like not somebody that I never would have looked up to these people, but, you know, like, it sucks, you know, like, you know, after getting entertainment value out of these people for how long, and then to see the underside of it, like the seedy underside.
Yeah.
It's kind of shitty. And I guess that's the same thing about any media group, you know, not us yet, but maybe
not us ever.
Yeah.
We hold ourselves accountable because we know we're dipshits.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to deal with so much shit, you know, just because of the dumb shit that I said, that I know what I'm good. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, you know, you say and I'm not ever saying that the Linus Media Group was a hero, but it's saying, like, it's like the don't meet your heroes sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you know, yeah. That's true.
So,
yeah.
because you're always going to be disappointed, because there's always that seedy underside that isn't going to be up to your expectations. So,
You ever heard of the legend of the milkshake duck?
God, no.
No? Okay. So, you know, picture this duck that just loves milkshakes, and everyone is just fantasized and not like just mesmerized by this duck that loves milkshakes, and it's just the most adorable thing ever. And then splashed all over the headlines and everywhere. It's just social media has taken up the feed about the milkshake duck. Oh no, the milkshake duck is a Nazi. Oh shit. It's just the legend of the milkshake duck is just
Jesus
like
Christ.
it's along the same lines of like don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I'm just picturing a duck in a like tan colored jacket with a red band and a swastika.
Yeah. I could see that. It probably exists out there because everything exists on the internet.
But it's all like it's a metaphor I got from internet today, and those guys, I mean, I love them. They hold themselves accountable, but also like they're shitheads just like us. But they're the ones I think that came up with the concept, or at least brought it to light to me, of the legend of the milkshake duck.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, look at this adorable thing. Oh, the milkshake duck is a bad person. So
I googled Nazi duck and found a picture of Donald Duck reading Mein Kampf, and I don't know what to think.
Oh, that was a real thing. That was yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Anyway,
so don't meet your heroes. So if we ever get famous and you see me in public, just
don't.
Just don't. You can come up, pet my beard or something, but just don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't want to have a conversation with me, or maybe do. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I think one of the worst things about the Linus thing before we move on was the cult of personality Reddit group that was totally just defending everything, and that turned pretty quickly. But
yeah.
Again.
Yeah. I mean, they lost. So I get like the float plane thing. They lost like, I think 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers in like 3 or 4 hours at, $5 US a pop. Like that's probably their, like that's a lot of money. Like that's probably like their payroll a month. Yeah. You know what I mean? So whatever,
Maybe.
Like I do think that this is going to get worse before it gets better. And I think that's my last word on Linus, because.
Yep.
Can we talk about something that got worse and then got even more worse?
Oh God, there's so many jokes I could have made there.
No, my ex-wife is fine.
Yes, she
Lee,
is.
you wanted to bring up an update of when it came to the GTA series.
Yeah, so with the announcement of the new Red Dead Redemption, which is actually just a port, which is lame, I did a little bit of reading because I've really wanted to try out the definitive trilogy of the GTA games. And we're about a year and a half after release at this point. And there's still something like that. They're still patching it. And almost every patch that comes out, they fix maybe one or two minor things and break a whole bunch more.
Oh, yeah.
And like some of my favorite games, and I don't even want to buy the pack.
Let's see. It was released on November 11th, 2021. So we're just about 2 years out.
Yeah.
From when that came out. I bought it when it came out. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's going to be updated controls. Like it's going to be like GTA 5 style controls, and it's going to be, updated graphics, and it's going to be this, it's going to be that. It's like, and it's going to keep the old school, like the shitty, not great graphics. And it failed. Like the rain in that game, it looked like it was falling diamonds, and it just looked like shit. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Reviews are turned off on the Steam page.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Then I can just imagine. I mean, I guess I was going to say I could just imagine what this Red Dead one is going to look like, but I guess if it's just a port, it's going to look just like the PS3 version.
From what I understand is like the main reason why the definitive edition of GTA sucked is because they use an AI like learning technology to enhance the mobile ports.
Oh fuck.
And it at least from what I understand, this is taking the original source code. So it might not be very different from what you initially had when you were playing it on PS3 or whatever, but at least you're getting something that is not changed. You know
what I have that has the original source code? The
PS3
disc and a PS3 that that I will be playing Red Dead on. Not I mean, I would love to play it on my PS5 if there was an updated version. Because in my eyes, like they could have just easily ported the entirety of Red Dead Redemption into Red Dead Redemption 2 maps. Everything's there. All the assets are there. They could have reused characters for all I fucking care. You know, like, but no, they could have, because the like pretty much the entire map. But no, like I won't be buying this.
What's so they could have, but two questions is like what's gonna appease the hardcore fans and make the general gaming public happy so that they don't get a firestorm, and what's most cost effective, right?
Rockstar has so much money, it shouldn't matter.
You'd think.
Because of all the dumb fucks that bought shark cards over the years.
Right? I never bought a single one.
Me neither. I got a buddy that bought that, like he spent probably like $2,000 or $3,000 on shark cards over the years.
Nope.
No, I just found modders and took free money drops. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was way easier.
So complete tangent. I actually played the original Grand Theft Auto like last night and the night before.
Yeah.
Like
it's
the old
weird
school
as
top
fuck.
down.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the first Grand Theft Auto I played was Grand Theft Auto 2. The top down one, and I had so much fun playing that game.
Oh yeah.
It was great. Yeah. What do you
Wild.
Want? What do you want? Come on.
And if you want to still experience that type of gameplay, you can play Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
Pretty
which
much.
is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And a lot of the good things from the original couple Grand Theft Autos, that they put it into Grand Theft Auto 3, that you can still do the top-down overhead view, which is something they removed from the definitive edition.
Oh.
That game really, the whole Grand Theft Auto series up until this definitive edition really showed the revolution of games in general, between graphics upgrades, open world, online content, storytelling, and
I mean, the story's recording, but to a
in the
point.
best way.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed with Rockstar, but that's how it's been for the last 10 years. Besides Red Dead 2, because Red Dead 2 is a fucking masterpiece, and I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
Red Dead Online can suck my dick.
Try as they might.
It's not good. It's nothing like GTA Online.
I will go back to Red Dead Online when we can get private servers. That is it. Yeah. The first time I logged on to Red Dead Online, and I was instantly teleported into a jail cell with my horse, and the horse was being bit crushed into a cylindrical type object or whatever. The first time that happened, like, no, I'm done. Fucking done.
Collision crushed horses.
Exactly.
And like back in the day, we tried playing it a couple times, and it was just like, man, this is not good. Yeah. Like, just not. Are we having a dog off now, Lee, or what?
Yeah. Violet came to visit.
I'm house sitting. I got two dogs over at the other house here, but I can't pet them. But so speaking of video games, Twisted Metal, which is there's some good games, there's some bad games. The most recent reboot was a disaster. Twisted Metal 4 was a shit show. But they recently came out with 10 episodes of Twisted Metal, a live-action television series on Paramount Plus. And anyone who has Amazon Prime can get Paramount Plus and watch all 10 episodes of Twisted Metal, the TV series. And it's a lot of fun. It is honestly a lot of fun.
I was trying to think, like, because I played... I was never like big into the Twisted Metal games. I mean, I understand the premise of it. It's like pretty much like a demolition derby on like hardcore drugs and steroids.
It's vehicular combat because like you have weapons as well. Right?
Yeah. That's why I said, hardcore drugs and steroids, right?
Yes,
That's what I was
exactly.
getting at. I didn't see how this would translate into a show, and I haven't watched it yet, but I think I'm gonna give it a shot.
I was hesitant. I was like, how? Yeah, it was pretty much like the same thought as process as you. Is like, how are they going to make this into a show? But they took some basic core elements of Twisted Metal, the video game series, and brought it into the real world and found a happy medium.
Yeah.
And like they brought in like there are legitimate characters from the Twisted Metal video game series
Yeah.
that not only make an appearance and also are referenced in the TV show, but like they make things make sense, which was wild.
Yeah.
Considering that they cast Samoa Joe as Sweet Tooth with Will Arnett providing the voice of Sweet Tooth, who is this psychologically demented serial killer clown in a ice cream truck, but they give him a reason, and it's a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
And it's like I watched the whole series. I fucking loved it. Like I thought that was great. I can't wait for a season 2.
Is it?
I was just reading up on it a little bit because I haven't watched any of it yet either. I had no idea that it was made by the guys who did the Deadpool movies. So
really?
That's pretty cool. Yeah. And it's got Anthony Mackie, Falcon from the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You mean Captain America?
Yeah, Captain.
Well, now, yeah.
And what's his name from 8 Mile?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh shit.
The fuck was his name in 8 Mile?
I can tell you.
Clarence. His real name's Clarence. That's the line. It's fucking. I've watched that movie too many times.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thomas Hayden Church is in the series.
Yeah.
Sandman.
Yeah.
He's it's Agent Stone, I believe is his name. He is just a really demented law driven police officer in this post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
And there's there's literally references in this game from Twisted Metal.
Metal Gear
there's
Solid.
references
Yes.
in this
Snake
game
is
from
in the
Twisted
bushes.
Metal 1 to Twisted Metal Black. That's Twisted Metal 1, 2, 3, 4, and Black. And it's fucking like anyone who's played the game and knows the lore, like every once in a while they'll throw a bone in the script or whatever, and like, oh, I know that reference.
Nice.
Right, so
Nice.
yeah,
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out.
So when you said that you didn't, that one of the Twisted Metal remakes was a disaster, are you talking about the PS3 one?
yes.
I love that game.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Twisted Metal. It was just Twisted Metal. It was the one after Twisted Metal Black. Really?
Yeah. You could play as a helicopter in one part.
It might depend on your age because there might be the nostalgia thing too. You know what I mean?
So
maybe.
Like
so for me, like the three, not counting the PSP. Well, it does work on the PSP. So for me, the three worst of the Twisted Metal are Twisted Metal Head On, which was like a PSP port and PSP game. Twisted Metal the reboot and Twisted Metal 4, because they got a little too cartoony with that bullshit, and they brought in Rob Zombie to help with like some of the music and some of the character design or whatever. But but it wasn't like it was, and I don't mean this as an insult, but I mean this as a reference. It was the Munsters Rob Zombie, not House of a Thousand Corpses Rob Zombie.
See, I'd prefer House of a Thousand Corpses.
Me too, which is why my favorite Twisted Metal version is Twisted Metal Black. That is the definitive Twisted Metal, other than Twisted Metal 2.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Interesting.
The series, I think you would love it, honestly. Stephanie, was it Stephanie Beatrix? She was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Smoke show. Absolutely.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Grab a beer here quick. For something you're gonna foreshadow in a minute.
All right, fine.
It's well, I'm not gonna get into it right now, but it's one of these. Yes. So I had the privilege of going to SaskTel Center a couple times after our AEW adventure there. A couple weeks ago, one of my best friends shot me a text on it was a Tuesday at about 4:00. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm driving home from wherever to go home and lay on my couch because I have to work the next morning." He's like, "Do you want to come and see Hailstorm and Volbeat with me?" Like Volbeat.
Wow.
I'm like, I don't know, maybe. He's like, I have a private box, like a VIP box. Like, yeah, okay.
Turn that down.
Yeah, no, it's like yeah, okay. I'm in.
Yeah.
So I had just been to I had just gone to Prince Albert. I picked some stuff up, some groceries and stuff for my next couple shifts. I was on my way home and I got the text in my truck, and the text comes up on the screen or whatever. And it's my buddy Dustin. He's like, "Yeah, I got these tickets if you want to come." I'm like, fuck, I might as well. I mean, I'm at the age where like if you start turning stuff down, that's shit that you're never gonna get back, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
So fuck it. Went. So get to Sask Place and we get in this private box, and it's fucking awesome. Like, it wasn't one of those private boxes where they had like free booze and stuff. Like it was just, you go in there, you had the seats, and it's like, and there was a couch in there. It was really nice, but it's like, man, I would go see like every show if I could sit in one of these. You know what I mean? Like every show.
Yeah.
So we get there. I think the opener started at like 5:15 or something. Like the doors opened at 5 and like, or whatever. Like it was early. Hailstorm went on at like, we walked in, we were just grabbing a beer, and Hailstorm was just hitting the stage. It's like the entire building was like reverberating with Lizzie Hale's fucking voice. Like, I don't know how she can sing like that. Like for like just about or over an hour. Like she's like belting out every fucking note and then screaming, and it's like, and it is like the most impressive thing that I've ever seen in my life. And I enjoyed every second of Hailstorm. And then Volbeat came on, and it's like, I don't know. I think maybe Hailstorm should have been headlining this, in my opinion. But
not a big fan of rockabilly.
I like Volbeat. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
It's not exactly my exact style of music that I listen to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think another little bit of a problem, especially here, is overexposure.
Yeah. There's a lot of Volbeat here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody listens to them, and I like metal. I listen to Volbeat.
Like, no, you don't listen to metal.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
You
a subsection. Thank you.
It's yeah. We'll be talking about some metal stuff here in a little bit, but so, you know, whatever, you know, like it was really cool to go see that concert, and you know, in a private box or whatever, you know, like I had to work the next day, which sucked, but sitting in our morning meeting, and I'm all tired and stuff, and my boss's boss was in there. And he used to be like my boss, and he's like, "Darrell, why do you look so tired today?" And I told him, it's like, it's like, "Oh, how was it?" You know, like we're having a conversation about metal stuff. There's like 30 other people in the room, and just me and like everybody else's bosses having this conversation. We're just talking about metal stuff. It was pretty cool.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I would probably go see, like, I would definitely go see Hailstorm again. Like, no question. Like, they put on a hell of a show.
I'm not the biggest fan. I like her voice. but it's not really my cup of tea music.
And that's fair. And like, and they really aren't mine either, but like the way that she performs and their band performs is really cool. Like, her brother is the drummer and did this weird drum solo, and he had like these huge drumsticks that were like, you know, like 4 feet long, and like, and he actually played them well. So it was kind of cool. That was not my favorite concert last month, or this.
Oh,
or
In the last month.
In the last month, yeah.
Wait.
So it's I've been up since 6. Okay, just give me a fucking break, okay?
Sure.
So,
No.
in I think May, it was announced that my favorite band of all time was coming here with Avenged Sevenfold, and that's Alexis on Fire. And it was everything I hoped it would be, but not enough. Because Alexis on Fire should have been the headliner for that show, and Avenged Sevenfold should have opened for them.
Oh,
Because, yeah, like Alexis on Fire put on like, yeah, they played for an hour, you know, like, and I think they outplayed Avenged Sevenfold by leaps and bounds. Like the energy, like the crowd was so into it. Like, I mean, man, they like, okay, so this is like the first time that I've seen them since like 2012.
right.
So, like, my old fat ass got in the fucking mosh pit. Like, and
Okay.
I mean, it lasted about, 45 seconds, and I was sweaty afterwards. And insert joke here. So, but I was so impressed by them. Like, they played a whole bunch of like old stuff, whole bunch of new stuff, and it was great. I loved it. Like, it was, I mean, yeah. I don't know what else to say. Avenged was good. I didn't think they were as good as Alexis. Obviously, I've said that a couple times, but it's just, I don't know.
I missed it, and I'm sad, but I at least got a shirt because Darcy went, and
Nice.
Oh, cool.
it's a 3XL though, so it's quite big on me.
So it's one of them go to bed shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it's a long sleeve, so I haven't worn it yet because it's fucking 40 degrees here. But
Yeah.
See, and I asked if they had any big size stuff, but that was at the end of the concert, and they didn't. The only thing I got a back patch for my flannel jacket that it's gonna get sewn on there.
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What do you guys want to talk about? I got like I have a few things here, but nothing crazy. So
While we're on the topic of concerts, there are a couple coming up that I really want to check out. Slipknot came last year, and they were supposed to have Ginger on tour with them.
Oh yeah.
Ginger is now, after missing that whole tour because of the war in Ukraine, is coming to Saskatoon with Monuments opening. I'm a big fan of Monuments, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
And Ginger is a former guest of JD's on the Media Jack podcast.
Yep. And Ginger's actually scheduled to be in Vancouver on September 25th as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were just talking about Volbeat. Last time I saw Volbeat in the city, they were touring with Godsmack, who is now coming again. It would be my third time seeing them. I definitely want to go.
I've only seen them
this
once.
time, they're really good both times, and I'm sure this is actually just a mainstay in their show. You're talking about Hailstorm's drum solo.
Yeah.
They always
the
do
drum
the
off.
dueling. Yeah, the drum off with the singer, and then leads into the bongos, and they go into voodoo, which blows my mind every time.
Oh yeah, so good.
This time they're coming with Atreyu and I Prevail.
Oh, that should be good.
Yeah, it should be a really good show too. I've seen Atreyu before, and I've seen I Prevail before, and they were both actually really. I'm not a huge I Prevail fan, but they were really good.
They got a few good tunes. So.
And Atreyu is definitely from like my angsty teen emo metal phase. But
yeah, that
they
late,
have
that
some
late,
really good music.
like that late, like early 2000s stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we're going to talk about something a little heavier now, and this is a kind of a lead into probably our next episode. So a couple months ago, a band that Lee, I don't know how much you listen to them, but
Oh, quite a bit.
yeah.
I've been listening to these guys for a
Yeah.
while. I'm excited.
So we the band Archspire had a Kickstarter going on, and the title was like, "Help us make the craziest death metal video ever made." I'm like, fuck it. I gave him $30. So I'm still expecting a poster. I think it actually got lost.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get in touch with it. Anyways, so the video came out, and if you watch the video very closely, at the end in the credits it says the Lost Signals podcast. So
Cool.
I'm here to announce that next Thursday, which is going to be really interesting because I'm going to be just off a night shift, I'm interviewing Archspire.
Yes, you are.
Is it the whole band? I didn't.
I
find out this yet.
haven't got confirmation of exactly who I'm talking to yet. They're actually on tour right now in Europe. They have a couple days off. I think I just saw on their Instagram post, like they only got like 3 or 4 days left on this tour or something. So they might go on like a week or two break before they could travel. But so you heard it here first that Archspire is coming on the fucking Lost Signals podcast.
It's really cool. Like,
This is a big deal. Like, this is like when you talk like these guys are Juno Award winning, like legit. Like they're like when you think of like technical death metal, like these are like probably like the first people. Like if you Google technical death metal, Archspire is coming up first. Then they've opened for bands like Napalm Death and Cannibal Corpse, like huge fucking like bands that I listened to in my formative metal years. So like, and they played in Saskatoon on a stage that I fucking played too. So like I've not shared the stage, but played the same stage as these guys. So that's fucking cool. So like, again, it goes back to like the Chris Jericho thing. It's like, or like the AEW thing. It's like we had these thoughts of who we hope we get. It's like, and like there's guys from Archspire that I want to talk to, but again, I don't care who I talk to. Like all the guys are cool. So yeah.
Well,
So,
I'm just going over the. There you go. I'm
Yeah.
just going over the email, and yeah, you're gonna talk to Archspire.
Yeah.
We don't know who from the band you're gonna talk to
Yeah.
as of yet.
This
but,
one will not be live on Twitch.
No, no. Yeah. Record this one for sure. But yeah, I mean, it'll be fun and exciting to find out, a little bit more about the creative juices that flow within that.
Like
band
I don't know about you guys. Like I keep notes. Like I got like a notebook. You can't the contrast is too high, but like I have pages and pages and pages of notes of shit that I take for all these podcasts, and like I have a full page for the Archspire interview already. So,
well, good.
Yeah. Plus, I'm talking to some friends about, other things to be asking these guys. So,
have you guys ever seen the TV series C? It was on Apple TV, and it was Jason Momoa.
No.
A couple members of the band appeared as extras in some scenes because apparently Jason Momoa is a big fan of Archspire.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And Ollie, the singer, was one of them. And I've actually met Ollie a couple times, including running into him randomly in downtown Vancouver. And dude's just a rad guy. Like,
Yeah.
He noticed that I was wearing my Archspire hat and like pointed as he was jogging by on his exercise. And
the two of you are pointing like, hey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, it might not be everybody's preferred genre, but they're just unreal. Like they're like the classical maestros and what's the word I'm looking for? Like they make the equivalent of like 1700s classical music in the form of metal.
Yeah.
And then they just get really advanced and heavy and
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's nuts what they do. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that I get to speak to like Jared Smith, right? Yeah. Because he would be the third person involved with Dingwall guitars that I've spoken to on this podcast. Because Sheldon Dingwall, Earl Prayer is a Dingwall artist, and then him. So, yeah. And one more announcement before we go. But I mean, we still have to add our songs. But
Yes, of course.
starting with episode 51, another big announcement that came to fruition the other day, and you saw me mention it a little bit before. We got our first sponsor. Yay! Insert dumb sound here. Homebound Brewing in Warman, Saskatchewan is our first sponsor. So we're going to be drinking their beer during podcasts, and we're going to have their logo up at some place probably during all of this. And we encourage you, if you can find it, to drink Tom's beer because it's great.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if this means that we have to put a paid sponsorship logo thing in our YouTube videos, but we'll deal with that later. But I don't care.
That's a good problem to have.
Exactly. So what are you guys listening to this week? So
I've got a wonderful throwback of a song that was long forgotten, and then I stumbled across it recently and went, "Oh shit! I remember singing along to that song years ago." So, if you guys are ready,
oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So I was watching a different podcast, and someone just made a just a off the cuff reference of, "Hey, remember Love and Rockets' So Alive?" I was like, wait, I know that song. Holy shit.
I don't know that song.
It's one of these situations. It was a one-hit wonder. And you hear this song, you'll go, oh, fuck.
Okay.
So my edition is Love and Rockets with So Alive.
Okay. Lee, what do you got?
I'm gonna have to check that out because I don't know the song. Maybe if I would know it to hear it.
You would.
I feel like it'd be a really good time to throw out an Archspire song.
Oh,
but I'm
don't
gonna
pick the
save
one
that.
I'm doing.
Uh,
Don't. And there's already one on there. So, okay, I'm gonna go first then. I'm adding Bleed the Future, and Drone Corpse Aviators on there.
Those are both really good choices. My favorite album is Relentless Mutation, and the track Remote Tumor Seeker pumps
Right.
me every time. But I also do have to give a shout out, and this doesn't have to be added to the podcast, but I was going back and reliving old music that I used to listen to as like a teenager, and I rediscovered the local band from Moose Jaw, Holly Springs Disaster. And
You guys go.
honorable mention.
I gotta do something quick.
Honorable mention to the track My Pet Monster from the album Motion Sickness Love. Put it on the playlist if you want. Amazing.
Right.
The whole album is really cool because they do I wouldn't really call it a concept album, but everything kind of like flows together. And
Interesting.
the song before it called Showdown flows like the intro has like a really cool piano interlude which starts the guitar riff which goes into the beginning of My Pet Monster. Can't listen to one without the other. Shout out to them too.
So it's one of those situations where like jumping into the middle of a song type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
But I bet you've never heard of them, JD, but you should check them out.
They're gonna be I'm gonna make sure they're added to the list. If Darrell doesn't fucking do it, I'm gonna do it myself.
If he doesn't do it, I'm gonna kick him in the junk.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up another song.
Yes, please.
And that's because I didn't think I would be this type of person because I'd always been one video game franchise fan for such a long time, and that was Battlefield. Always been a big fan of Battlefield ever since Battlefield Bad Company. It's one of my favorite video games, and it got me hooked on Battlefield, period. But Call of Duty has me by the short and curlies because of their free-to-play DMZ mode, which free to play, you can't complain about a game that you got for free.
Except for the size of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, 90 gigs. But they just announced Modern Warfare 3.
Part 2.
And sorry, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Modern Warfare 3 Redux.
Yeah.
But anyway, and apparently, like, I don't know the lore as much as one of my other buddies there, but he's like, oh man, it carries on, and you this and that, blah blah blah, and they're bringing zombies back. Like, okay, you have me at zombies, cool, but the promotional video for it is it's a cover version of "Don't Fear the Reaper" by the Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, ooh, who did it though?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I don't know who did the cover version. I just recognize.
You're not adding this to the list. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So
sorry. Fancy was making like dog throw up noises.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, she had to go outside real quick.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. Anything else we would like to cover?
What is on the next episode?
The band Archspire.
Yes, exactly. And then following that.
Yes. And hopefully after that, I'm not sure the exact date yet. And I teased this before. It's like we're going to have Miss Whitney Weston from Flatlands Kennels back on to talk about dog stuff. And they have their fall canine games going on shortly.
Right on.
I would say you could find more info about that on our website, but I haven't updated it in so long.
Wow.
If anybody's looking for some work that knows website design, you can email us at info@lostsignals.ca.
Yeah.
And I'll pay you. I don't know with what. Maybe with beer.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll talk to Tom and see who did his website for Homebound.
There you go.
Because maybe we can work something out there. Because I pay for the website. I pretty much just pay for the email address now, but I don't care.
If you would like to see the song list, it is posted on Spotify. All you have to do is look for Found Signals, the Lost Signals playlist.
It's hard to say sometimes, isn't it?
It is. It's
I know.
a bit of a mouthful, but
yeah.
Got to remind people because, like, for all we know, this is the first time listening. So
yes, and thank you to all I've noticed we got new listeners and new followers and stuff. So thanks to everybody that's coming with us on this weird ass journey of listening to me talk about dumb shit.
Yeah.
And Lee's been doing it for years.
and
you know what?
So.
He still keeps coming back. So, I got to be doing something right. Yeah. Anyways.
I've been doing it for years before the podcast started. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Years.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, this has been episode 50 of Lost Signals. And we're here to do another 7,000 more. So, my name's Darrell.
I'm JD.
And I'm Lee.
We'll see you guys out there.
Bye.
Bye. Do the newscaster thing, tap the papers and turn away.
They can still hear us. I haven't shut the stream off or it's screen.